Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another episode of Speaking My Mind. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing well. It's still quite chilly here in early January here. As you can see from the title, how's Brexit doing, guys? How's Brexit been since we left the EU officially in 2020? How are we feeling? Are we still feeling better off? Are we still feeling sovereign? Our business is prospering, as they said, or are we playing the blame game still? I thought so. We're playing the blame game still. Still, after all this time, we are defending Brexit, saying that it was still a wonderful idea. We're going to blame the Conservatives and their deal, saying, if it was Nigel Farage, he would have got a better deal. And we know he would never have been able to get a better deal. Let's be clear here. Brexit has been a complete and total failure, and the reality is that people need to stop defending it and start waking up to it and start talking about it and start undoing the damage that it has done. That's the grim reality, and the problem is people are too chicken to talk about it. They create second, third, fourth, fifth accounts to hide behind this claim that Brexit is a great thing, so that they can keyboard type for reform and saying Brexit is a wonderful thing. It's only because of the Conservatives it didn't work out as well as we did, and we continue to hear that rhetoric when time after time, news article after news article, story after story, you hear how the dire consequences of Brexit, how it has hampered people's lives. Councils are much worse off, not just off the back of austerity, but off the back of Brexit. And people use the pandemic as a smokescreen to cover the damage caused by Brexit. And still, pretty much all the European economies, with the exception of Germany, because Germany relied a lot on Russian gas, they're all worse off. They're all better off, now, they've recovered from COVID. Why haven't we recovered from COVID? Oh no, it's other circumstances. It's because of the Russian war. They're doing just as terrible. No, their economies are growing much better than ours. I'm not an expert, but I've seen enough and read enough, spoken to enough people to know that we are doing crap. And it's time to start talking about it more. Politicians need to stop hiding from this subject and start talking about it more. This is the reality. The reality is we are all worse off because of Brexit. And guess what? It's okay to admit that you are wrong. It's okay to make mistakes. Because guess what? I've said this before and I'll say this again. I voted for Brexit and I regret that decision. Yeah, I made a mistake. Because guess what? We're humans. We all make mistakes. And the reality is a lot of people were duped into thinking that voting for Brexit will make their lives better off. Now you can point the finger about things that are happening in the world, whether it's the war in Ukraine or Middle East or Trump or global economy. You can put your fingers elsewhere to as many different other factors as well, but the reality is, as many economists and experts have pointed out, much of the continuous damage that we are having is because we left the European Union. We left the single market and customs union, and it's one of the greatest cons the United Kingdom has ever had. It is the single biggest con in our history. It is the con. It's what it is. And we still have people trying to defend us. Still, after all this time, after 4 years, they still think, if we wait for another 45 years or whatever that Jacob Rees-Mogg said, it will pay off. We joined the CTPPP over in the... that's a great trade deal for us. What, you mean all those countries on the other side of the bloody world, you mean? And we, on our little own, just outside Europe, putting up trade barriers for ourselves. Oh yeah, that's going to make our economy great, Wake up, people. It's okay to admit you're wrong. I don't understand why you want to continue this defiance. And it wouldn't surprise me if just people just stick their heads in the sand and think that people will eventually stop talking about Brexit. I'm here to tell you, people will never stop talking about Brexit. And we are going to keep going on about it. Because we're going to keep highlighting the damage that it has done. And it will continue to be highlighted until we are back in the European Union, in the single market, and in the customs union. It may not happen in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but it will happen because people will learn, people will study, people will pay attention. If enough young people learn about it, study it, and as the old generation die off thinking that Brexit was a good idea, the next young generation who didn't have those privileges that their fathers and grandfathers had, they will realise, and that tide will shift. It will take time, but it will shift, and we just got to keep calling out Brexit and the damage that it has done every single time, because at the moment we know the mainstream media wants to avoid talking about it. We know that politicians want to avoid talking about it, but we can keep talking about it. Not just me, but you and everybody else who's listening. Keep calling out Brexit for what it is. Keep pointing out the damages. If something disastrous happens in your life or in your business, and it's a direct result or has been affected by Brexit, call it out. Make sure you make it very clear that Brexit has had an impact on this. It's really important for people to know the continuous damage that Brexit is causing to everyone in society. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you agree with me that we must continue to call out Brexit for all its faults, all its problems that it has? It's really important that we do so. And do you stand with me on this? Or are you someone who generally believes that Brexit was just a bad deal by the Conservatives? Well, explain the benefits of Brexit down in the comments below. Like, how have we benefited since we left the EU? Give me all the benefits of Brexit down in the comments below. Or maybe it's best not to comment if you can't think of any. Anyway, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.